I am Dr. Sapna Katiyar, professor in ECE department at ABES Institute of Technology, Ghaziabad. This is the video lecture series for the subject electronic devices. The subject code is KEC 301, and as you know that this subject is being introduced for the students of second year. So, in previous lectures we have discussed about so many things about the semiconductors, about the quantum mechanics, about the Fermi direct distribution function. So, number of things we have discussed in the previous lectures. Today's topic is electron and hole concentration at equilibrium. See, this topic is also very important, how to represent it mathematically, how to plot the curve, and from that particular like characteristic curve, you must be able to explain what is that particular reason where the devices must operate. So, each and every point here is very important. So, if required you can note down each and every point so that you can correlate the things very nicely. Moving ahead, electron and hole concentration. See, Fe we have already discussed in the previous lecture. What is Fe? Fe is nothing but the Fermi direct distribution. So, Fermi function is like being defined. So, Fe is used to calculate the concentration of electrons and holes in semiconductor if densities of available states in valence band and conduction band are known. So, here the important point, if densities of available state in valence band or density of available states in the conduction band both are known, then it can be calculated very quickly. Now, the concentration of electron in the conduction band, how it can be represented? Concentration of electrons in the conduction band is represented by this particular formula. This is what N naught, which defines the concentration of the electrons, and you can see the integration is from EC to infinity. Why it is being taken? When you plot the curve, if this is the valence band, this is the conduction band starts from this level and goes upward. That is why when you are applying integral and you have to put the limits, you are starting from EC and it goes to the infinity. Fe into Ne. Here what is Fe, what is Ne? Fe, you know that this is the Fermi function. What is Ne? Ne is nothing but the density of states in the energy range. Ne is density of states in the energy range, and N naught is the equilibrium concentration of electrons. So, here number of electrons per unit volume in the energy range, which is dE, this is equal to the density of states, which is written as Ne, into probability of occupancy, which is written by F into E. This is how you can explain it over here. At the same time, the density of states, which is N of E, density of state is directly proportional to the square root of energy. It means if energy is being increased, density of states will definitely increase over here, and if density of states will increase, it means probability of occupancy will decrease at this particular point. So, you must remember this behavior as how the density of states is related to the energy level. Now, see, the conduction band electron concentration is simply what? The effective density of states at EC, which is the energy level for the conduction band, times the probability of occupancy at EC. How to represent it mathematically? N naught is what? N of C into F of EC. N of C is the electron concentration, F of EC is the effective density of states. This is how you can represent it at the thermal equilibrium, means N naught the electron concentration. Now, let us assume that the Fermi level EF lies much below than EC. Fermi level here EF lies much below than EC. It means there is a huge gap, huge difference in between the EC and EF. At the same time, you know what is F of EC? This is nothing but 1 upon 1 plus e raised to the power EC minus EF upon KT. Each and every term you know, but here you can see when EF lies much below than EC, means the value of EF is much less in comparison to the EC. This particular term, exponential term, its value will be very high in comparison to 1. So, when the value of this particular term is very high in comparison to 1, it means you can ignore this particular value of 1. So, now what would be this term? This is 1 upon exponential of this term, or you can write it was e raised to the power minus EC minus EF upon KT, because now you have taken, earlier the term was 1 upon this, now you have taken it into the numerator. It means what is N naught? See, NC into f of EC, substitute the value of this f of EC from here into this particular equation, let us say in equation number 1. So, N naught is N of C into e raised to the power minus EC minus EF upon KT. K, you know, it is a Boltzmann constant, T is the temperature, EF is the Fermi level, and EC you already know. It means the effective density of states N of C, it can be written as what? N of C will be what? Twice of 2 pi Mn star KT upon H square, its power 3 by 2. Here Mn star, this is the effective mass for electrons, and you already know that there is a difference between the effective mass and rest mass. So, here Mn is the effective mass, K is the Boltzmann constant, T is the temperature, H is the Planck's constant, and here this term effective mass for electron, it can be written as what? 6 times m of LMT, its a square root. Here this ml is the longitudinal effective mass and mt is the transverse effective mass. So, this is how you can calculate the effective mass for the electrons as well. Remember this term is longitudinal effective mass and m of t is the transverse effective mass. Now, concentration of holes in valence band. Accordingly, we can write the concentration of holes. We have already discussed in the case of the Fermi direct distribution behavior. If you know the availability of states in the conduction band, then the other states in the valence band you can also calculate. So, when you are calculating the concentration of holes, which is denoted by P naught, in the valence band it would be what? N of V, which is the density for the holes, into 1 minus F of EV. This is how you can write it mathematically. NV is the effective density of states in the valence band. Now, here the probability of finding an empty state. Remember this point, here you are finding the probability for the empty state, and the term is what? 1 minus F of EV. This is what? 1 minus 1 upon 1 plus exponential e raised to the power EV minus EF upon KT. And here also the value, this EF, the difference between the EF and EV is a huge difference. So, here what is now this particular term? It can be written as e raised to the power minus EF, because you have taken this particular term in the numerator, here it is in the denominator. So, this term will be what? E raised to the power minus EF minus EV upon KT. So, this is how you can write it in this particular form. It means P naught is what? P naught is NV times 1 minus F of EV. So, in this equation number 2, you have substituted this value. Now, P naught is N of V e raised to the power minus of EF minus EV upon KT, and all of these coefficients you know. Now, NV, how to write it now? NV, which is the effective density of states in the valence band, twice of 2 pi MP star KT upon H square, its power 3 by 2, and each and every term you know. And here what is this term? MP, this is the effective mass, this is the effective mass of holes, which is different from the rest mass of holes, same as I have explained you in the previous case. Now, for intrinsic material, if you talk about the intrinsic material, you know that EF lies at some intrinsic level. An intrinsic level, it must be in the middle of the band gap. Obviously, there is a valence band, there is a conduction band, and intrinsic level defines the, because you know that in the case of the intrinsic semiconductors, the concentration of electrons and holes are equal. So, that will be in between the valence and the conduction band. So, here intrinsic electron and hole concentration, what would be this particular term? How to write the intrinsic electron and hole concentration? See, Ni denotes the intrinsic electron concentration. This is nothing but n of C e raised to the power minus Ec minus Ei upon kT, because in the previous case we have derived the mathematical expression for n naught and p naught, but when you are writing for the intrinsic, then we have replaced the term n naught with Ni, p naught with Pi. So, this is how you can write down the intrinsic carrier concentration, means for the electrons, for the holes. Even if you, it has been asked in the examination, the numerical question, all these terms would be given to you, and you have to search out from that particular question whether you have to calculate the equilibrium carrier concentration or you need to calculate the intrinsic carrier concentration. Accordingly, you have to write down the formula and you need to calculate do the remaining calculations. So, the product of N naught and P naught at equilibrium is constant for a particular material, and temperature, even the doping is varied. You have studied the mass action law. What is mass action law? N naught into P naught, this is equal to Ni square. This is the mass action law. So, at equilibrium, the product of N naught and P naught, this is a constant for any temperature, for any kind of material. Even if the doping is like also being varied for the low like concentration of the impurities, for the high concentration, this product term will be the constant at each time. So, how you can write down N naught into P naught would be what? This is Nc into Nv, and e raised to the power c. What the term you are going to write? E raised to the power minus, this term is Ec minus Ei, and the second term is Ei minus Ev. Ei will cancel out, this term is what? E raised to the power minus Ec minus Ev upon kT is there. So, you have to write kT, and this term Ec minus Ev is nothing but the Eg, which is the band gap difference. So, this is how you can write it as Nc Nv e raised to the power minus Eg upon kT. So, you can write it into this particular form as well. Now, intrinsic electron and hole concentrations are equal. It means if Ni is equal to Pi, it means carrier concentration is what? Ni into Pi, the term which we have written when you have multiplied N naught with P naught, and when we are talking about the intrinsic carrier concentration, means N naught is what? Ni, P naught is what? Pi. The same term you have written over here. And when you are going to calculate, you know that N into P, this product term is constant. So, when both the terms are same and you are calculating Ni, this is what? Square root of this term. So, square root of Nc into Nv e raised to the power minus Eg upon kT. So, its square root will gives you what? E raised to the power minus Eg upon twice kT. So, this is how you can calculate the value of Ni, depending upon this particular formula, as I have told you, the mass action law. So, N naught is what? N naught is nothing but N of C e raised to the power minus Ec minus Ef upon kT. We have already discussed, derived this. So, what is N naught? This is nothing but Ni intrinsic concentration, and see minus sign is being absorbed over here. Here you can see this is what? Minus Ec minus Ef. Now, this minus sign is being absorbed. So, you have written Ef minus Ei upon kT. Similarly, you can write it down for the holes as well. See, P naught is what? Nv e raised to the power what? Minus of Ef minus Ev upon kT. Again, you can absorb this minus sign inside the bracket and you will be writing P naught is what? Nv here will be equal to Ni e raised to the power. This term would be Ev minus Ef, and here Ev is nothing but Ei. So, this is how you can write down the mathematical expressions when you need to calculate the concentration of electrons or concentration of holes. Now, temperature dependence of carrier concentration. How carrier concentration varies if there is a variation in the temperature. This is a very important point. See, electron concentration, which is denoted by N naught, the hole concentration, which is denoted by P naught, it varies with the temperature. But how to explain it? How to understand it? It means you can understand with the help of drawing a curve which can be plotted, and before plotting that curve, you need to relate each and every term till now which you have studied. See, this is very easy. N of C you have already calculated. This is twice of 2 pi. Here Mn star, this is the term for the effective mass of the electron. KT upon h square 3 by 2. Nv states for the holes. Here the term Mp is being taken, which is nothing but the effective mass for the holes, which is different from the rest mass, remember it. Ni you have already derived, which is square root of Nc into Nv e raised to the power minus Eg upon 2t, and in previous case we have derived it by assuming and by considering, not assuming, by considering the mass action law, means the product of N and P will be constant. So, if you combine all these terms, see, you can write, you can substitute the value of Nc and Nv into this particular equation. Substitute the value of Nc and Nv in equation number 3. What you are going to write? Ni, temperature dependence, see, under root Nc Nv, this term common, twice of 2 pi kT h square, it's raised to the power 3 by 2. Here Mn star, Mp star, its square root means now it would be 3 by 4, and exponential of term, which is exponential of minus Eg upon 2 kT. So, simply you have written, just you have substituted the value of N of C and N of V into the equation number 3. So, from here you can conclude this Ni. Ni has a strong temperature dependencies, because if temperature varies, carrier concentrations will vary, and accordingly this overall expression will vary. And Ef, which is the Fermi level, it also varies with the temperature, already studies. It means totally carrier concentration depends upon the temperature. These terms are correlated, and you can explain with the help of this mathematical expression. Now, let us discuss the curve which is being plotted in between the temperature and the carrier concentration. See, on x axis temperature is being taken, and on y axis carrier concentration, which is N naught, is being taken over here. So, here you can see on x axis this parameter, this is being plotted, means 1000 upon k. Here T is in the denominator, it means when T is high, overall term will be low, and when T is low, overall term will be high, vice versa. So, for low values of T, it will gives you high values on the x axis, means towards the right. For high values of T, this overall term 1000 upon T will be relatively less, means we are going to plot for the values which are close to the origin. See, here what will happen in this particular case, you can observe if the dopants is being added over here. So, in this case, let me explain you in some of the conditions. See, when T is 100, when T is 100 Kelvin. See, when you are going to plot at T, it is equal to 100 Kelvin, what would be this particular value? 1000 upon T, it will be coming as 10. So, this particular point you are getting. When you are plotting for T, it is equal to, let us say, at room temperature 300 Kelvin. So, 1000 upon 300 is what? 3 point something value. So, you are getting this particular point 3.33. What happens when the value of this temperature, this is very low, you are getting this particular term will be high. It means at that particular point, dopant will release the electrons and they will be ionized. So, this particular region, this is known as the ionization region over here. But when the temperature is being increased from that particular point, even if you are increasing the temperature, now the dopants are ionized, because in this particular region dopants are ionized. N naught is equal to ND, it is equal to constant. N naught is what? N naught is the electron concentration, and N of D is the carrier concentration for the donor atoms, because each and every donor atom is contributing 1 electron. So it means these two terms will be approximately same. Number of electrons will be the same as the number of donor atoms. So in this particular reason, from this point, from A to B, it behaves as an extrinsic material, and if you keep increasing the temperature, you can observe this term will decrease, and after a certain point Ni, this value will be very high in comparison to the N of D, means intrinsic concentration will be high in comparison to the donor concentration. So this is how you can draw it. So it behaves like three reasons. First reason is this, second is this the intrinsic one, and third is the extrinsic one. Sorry, third is the intrinsic, second is the extrinsic. And for the efficient operation of any device, it must operate in the extrinsic region. So this is the important thing, you must remember it. So here the thing is, just the silicon is doped with N type, means I have taken the case for the N type semiconductors, and the concentration is being assumed as 10 raised to the power 15 per centimeter cube. So here N naught and ND, this will be the same. This is just an example, you can take it. So this is how you can explain the temperature dependence in three reasons: ionization region, extrinsic and intrinsic. Moving ahead, another concept is the compensation and space charge neutrality. What is the compensation and space charge neutrality? This is an important concept. The concept of doping was introduced by assuming that the material contained either ND or N of A. See, you have studied, if this is the conduction band, if this is the valence band, Ni, or you can say intrinsic, this level will be in between. If you are talking about N type semiconductor, here the Fermi level will be close to the conduction band because of the majority charge carriers which are electrons, and this particular level can be represented for the acceptor atoms, and the level close to the conduction band can be represented for the donor atoms. And for each and every state, the sum of the positive and negative charges will be balanced out, and that is the concept of the space charge neutrality. Now, see, in this particular case, this is the case when donor are more than acceptors, means this is the case of N type semiconductor. Here the donors are more than acceptors, so what is N? This is ND minus Na. At the same time, from the mass action law, N into P, which is equal to Ni square, you must remember this. So from here you can write down P is what? Ni square upon N, Ni square upon N, which is nothing but the difference of donor to acceptor, because here this is very high. So in this particular case, this value will be very high in comparison to the intrinsic carrier concentration. But in the case of the when acceptors are more than donors, means we are talking about the P type semiconductors. So here what is P? Difference of acceptor to the donor concentrations, and from the law of mass action you can write down N is what? Ni square upon P, Ni square upon Na minus Nd, and this particular case the difference value Ni minus Nd, this will be very high in comparison to the intrinsic carrier concentration. Now, how to explain it? See, the exact relationship among the electron, see the terms electron, hole, donor and acceptor concentrations can be obtained by considering the requirement for space charge neutrality. What is the requirement for this space charge neutrality? If the material is to remain electrostatically neutral, what will happen? If the material is to remain electrostatically neutral, then a condition must be satisfied, and how you can write it down? The sum of positive charges must be equal to the sum of negative charges. And can you explain what are the positive charges, what are the negative charges over here? See, if you are talking about N type semiconductor, again see, in each and every case I am telling it to you, recall the concept, recall whatever you have studied in the extrinsic semiconductors. So see, if you are talking about the extrinsic semiconductor, means n-type semiconductors, then there you have studied what are the majority charge carriers. In n-type, let me write it over here. In n-type, the type of impurity which is being added to the pure semiconductor, that is the pentavalent impurity. Pentavalent impurity have 5 valence electron. So here each and every impurity atom is contributing 1 electron. At the same time, in the case of pentavalent, these atoms have a tendency to donate the excess electrons. So these are the donor atoms over here. So in this particular case, in n-type semiconductor, electrons concentration, you can write down, this will be the same as the donor concentration almost. And see, what is the charge on the electron? Charge on the electron is negative, while Nd is what? Nd is the donor atoms, means it is donating 1 atom. So this is having a positive charge. So I hope now you will be able to recall this. But when you talk about p type, when you talk about the p type semiconductor, now recall what happened in the case of p type semiconductor. The impurity which is being added is a trivalent impurity. Example is boron, means the group third elements which are having 3 valence electrons. So here what will happen? See, 3 valence electrons, each and every impurity atom is contributing. So to complete the octet, total 8 electrons are required over here. It means each and every impurity atom is contributing a vacancy. And what is this vacancy is being known? This vacancy is being known as a hole. It means when these type of like impurity atoms are being added to the pure semiconductors, they are contributing holes. At the same time, these atoms have a tendency to accept 1 electron. So when they are having a tendency to accept 1 electron, so what would be the nature of charge? They will be negatively charged, means acceptor atoms, charge on the acceptor atoms will be negative. At the same time, in p type semiconductor, because each and every impurity atom is contributing 1 hole, and you know that the charge on hole is what? How to represent it? The charge on a hole is represented by a positive value. So what I have told you, in n-type semiconductors, the majority charge carriers are electrons, charge on the electron is negative, while here donor atoms exist. It is giving each and every, means it is contributing, it is donating 1 excess electron. So the charge on the donor atom is positive. At the same time, in p type, charge on hole is positive, while the charge which is being represented by the acceptor atoms is the negative one. So here sum of the positive charges is equal to the sum of the negative charges. Positive charges for the hole and for the donor atoms, and here negative charges for the electron and for the acceptor atom. So this is how you can write down the sum of this positive charge. This is nothing but the sum of the negative charge This is actually the concept of the space charge neutrality. Sum of positive charge is equal to the sum of the negative charge. Remember this formula. So in today's lecture, you have studied about the electron and hole concentration. You have derived the electron concentration, mathematical relation, how to represent the hole concentration, how to relate it with the available states, and how it depends on the temperature, means carrier concentration dependencies on temperature. Then we have discussed what are the three reasons where it actually works. The three reasons are the ionization reason, extrinsic and intrinsic reasons. And at the same time, we have also discussed the concept of space charge neutrality. Thank you so much.